Hey yo, what's going on, people? This is your man Home Study here, talking about your latest real estate market news. So, before we get started and talk about Grant Cardone and his opinions on the greatest real estate correction right now, let's just do the YouTube stuff, get that out the way, man. You guys like, comment, and subscribe and help your boy out so we can grow the channel and I can keep giving y'all some of this information. Your friend, our friend, everybody's friend, Grant Cardone. I seen this on Fox Business and I thought it was pretty interesting, man. So we'll break down some of what he said and then we're gonna talk about it, man. So one of the first things that he brought up was the Federal Reserve making more renters than homeowners, which is absolutely true, man, because with the interest rates and stuff like that and everything is risen, a lot of people can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Because when we look at mortgages right now, it has doubled more than what rent is. So the average person, as Grant Cardone really said, like the average rent is like $1,800, right? So, and if you go get a mortgage, what you looking at? What, 18 times 2 is $3,600, and you do all that, then you got to pay insurance and other fees and taxes and maintenance. All that stuff can add up. So that average person, they looking at that 18 and you look at that 36, it's kind of like, that's a no-brainer, man. So why would you even do that, man? So I definitely agree with him right there. All right, so the next thing that he said was about Jerome Powell, and him controlling inflation with the highest interest rate. So a lot of people, if you don't know, Jerome H. Powell, he's basically like one of the chairs of the board of the Federal Reserve. So, and if you don't know about the Federal Reserve basically controls the money flow and what we do with said money in the United States. So, as an example, so we don't, because sometimes people say stuff about inflation and stuff like that, and in order for us to control inflation and also to not to devalue the dollar, as people say, it's up to the Federal Reserve to actually make money more valuable than what we spending on every day. So example, right, you might go to another country, whatever your choice is, right? So put your $1 in and put it with the yen, or put it with South African rand, or whatever currency you might look at it like, man, this dollar got more value than what my currency is. And there's definitely a reason because of that, because the Federal Reserve is trying to keep that value. So just to let you guys know about that. So in order that's the reason why inflation went up and the housing market definitely slowed down, is because the high interest rates. Because back in pandemic era, when everybody was out there going out there just getting homes and stuff like that, it basically just blew the whole market up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was out there scrambling to get a home and stuff like that. And we didn't want a bubble. We didn't want to crash. We didn't want another 08 going on. So that's why they raised it. So long explanation, but that's just what it is. So all right. And Grant Cardone, he says Jerome should get out the way and let buyers and sellers engage in commerce freely, which I agree with 100%. Because when we thinking about buying and selling, supply and demand, it's controlled by the people. It isn't controlled by any type of government entity. If you want to buy a t-shirt from me, you're not really going to the Federal Reserve or any type of government agency and say, hey, well, can you pay for this for me? Or can I buy this? Or can I buy that? No, you just do that. We don't need tougher regulations and stuff like that. So that's what Grant Cardone is saying, which I definitely agree, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely should be an extent to it, so we don't devalue the dollar. So, all right. So the next thing that he says, Grant Cardone, is interest rates go down and mortgages application goes up, which I agree with. You know why? Because if you were participating in the real estate market around pandemic era, because that's personally where I got my home and another investment property that I got. Um, that's what happened. It was stiff competition for me to get my foot in the door and fight with everybody else. So I definitely do agree with that. So, I mean, do we want to go back to pandemic era? I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of pandemonium. As we speak right now, December 2023, a 30-year fixed interest rate is 7.6. Whew, which is pretty high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally bought mine at 3. So if I was to get a house right now, I mean, I would be paying definitely double my mortgage, and my mortgage is high, but I still am using it for investment purposes. So it works out. It's whatever, man. So what else Grant Cardone said? He says, more people will rent today instead of buying, which is absolutely correct because, like we said earlier, it's either you're gonna pay a high ass mortgage or you're gonna pay kind of medium, you can still be able to live your life type of rent like that. So more people would choose that. So I agree with that. And the next point is there will be a market correction on not single family homes, but there will be apartment complexes and office spaces. So I can't really say for sure whether that's true or not, or blah blah blah. I mean, we all don't have a crystal ball to see what's in the future, but I will say, if there will be a correction, if and when. I mean, apartment complexes. I mean, the average person isn't going for an apartment complexes. Now you're talking about investors. Now you're talking about maybe people like you that's listening in right now. And office spaces, man, what I mean, like WeWork and all that stuff like that. That's so specific and something like that. I don't even know if anybody would even touch that. But you got to be really savvy to do all that stuff, man. So, hey, but this was definitely a great interview. You guys want to check it out yourself with Grant Cardone talking about the real estate correction. But I mean, hey, I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. But hey, if anything, man, this has been Home Study, man. I appreciate you guys listening in, and I will be back with another one. Once again, got to do the annoying YouTube stuff. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.